Welcome to day 2 of Soflex Company's Customer Appreciation Week. This is our 5th Customer Appreciation Week. I cannot hardly believe it, but we love it. We have so much fun. It's happening all week long with 15 separate videos over the course of the week. Today's guest in this morning slot is one of my favorites of all time, Miss Goss of starsbeadsandbeadoria.com. And she has some craft wire out on her table and she is ready to make. But before we get going, I just wanted to get the schedule up here so you can kind of plan your day. Kay and I were just talking about motherhood and the busyness of life right now. She has 2 kids. I have 3 kids, and we have dentist appointments, and we have back to school nights, and we have soccer and all sorts of just things going on between the 2 of us. So I know you're probably have a busy life too. So let's get your day planned now. And remember, everything is available on replay, and it will be on a playlist on the Soflex Company YouTube channel for as long as YouTube is willing to host it. So the last 4 years of Customer Appreciation Week have their individual playlists right now. You could go watch them anytime, and it will be the same with this 5th year. So today we've got Kay here in the 9 a.m. hour. Pacific time. Then we've got the bead plays with Abby Berta coming up at 11 a.m. Another of my favorite moms in the industry. And then I will be back at 1 p.m. with Soflex Company's So Charming kit to, I think, make a bracelet is what I've decided. So I will be live at 1 p.m. Pacific, and you can see the Eastern times there too, 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. So I hope you'll join us. Let me pull Kay and I onto the screen. Hi, Kay. How are you today?
Hi there. Does anybody else wave at us when we wave?
I would love to see. I wave at people sometimes in the screen. I'm like, hi, Candy. Hi, Kate.
I remember on one of my early lives, I think they were also new to kind of how it all worked. And they're like, you can't see me, right? They wrote in the chat, in the comments saying, you can't see me, right? I said, well, I can see your comment. I can't see if you're in the bathtub or wherever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. I had my pumpkin spice latte this morning as a treat to get my day rolling since we're starting early for this Customer Appreciation Week. And I am raring to go. Kay, what do you have for us today?
Well, speaking of pumpkins, I was thinking pumpkins myself, although I'm not a big flavorful type of person in my food like that, but I was thinking actually pumpkins. I was thinking of things. Of course, I am a wire girl, and I was coming in with a surprise for you guys. I always love supporting Soflex. We go way back. We go way back. And so I really am always so proud of all the things that Soflex has done over the years. I've been watching them grow. We probably started very close to, kind of the same time.
When did start her bead business?
Well, we started in the late 80s.
Yeah, it's about the same time. Scott and Mike really were gung-ho in the early 90s. So probably like 1991.
So I think we probably got bit by that bead bug about the same time. And then just really watching how things flourished from there. And here we are. And here we are.
And we've traveled all over the country to the same places over the years too, and have lots of fun memories of going out to dinners.
I miss Las Vegas. I miss Tucson. I miss getting together. But this is a new way, and I really like how this has brought so much of the community together, and just being able to still go even when we aren't able to do all the traveling, even on a regular, So even though COVID's over, that whole like spell is done. It really has created such a great new space for so many small businesses.
I know. Yeah. I always hear, I mean, the internet and social media get such a bad rap because it also brings a lot of things that are not great. But in my
Doesn't
feed,
doesn't
I
regular
see
life?
people creating things and people sharing ideas and people encouraging and cheering each other on. And I always think, gosh, that's such a beautiful thing, especially as a mom who can't travel as easily as I could once
Yeah.
upon a time.
Well, I
Who
truly think
does,
it magnifies what we are all here for. So even, like, yeah, it brings bad things, but doesn't the regular life only we get to kind of be able to share it, expose it, and really let
right?
other people learn from like the mistake of like, don't do that. That is not the way to do it.
The thing I would say is make sure you're putting up some boundaries, just like you would in real life. In real
Right?
life, you wouldn't go hang out somewhere
Yeah.
where people aren't being nice to each other,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't spend time there. So in virtual life, make sure you're following people that have encouragement. Make sure you're, spending time with the people that are going to bring you up instead of bring you down. And it
So
really
make
can
sure you're
make
following Softflex Company. Make sure you're following Stars, Beads, and Beadoria. We're bringing you that color, that
yeah.
sparkle, that little bit of happiness to make the world a little bit brighter, happier place to be.
Yes. And I've been thinking, gosh, what a great week for Customer Appreciation Week. I bet there's a bunch of people out there that could really use some jewelry making distraction. So
Right?
I'm glad it's this week and I'm glad all of you are here and we're going to have the best time, and
Yeah, I'm checking in to say hello because I don't see all the comments. I always like saying a little hello. I see Miss Michelle and Liz and Susan and Barbara and Sharon. I like seeing the new names. I like seeing some of my regulars on here who really they get themselves around here in the bead. We share a lot of friends, I think.
We do, yeah. Hey, when do they normally watch you? So those that haven't spent time with you before can find you after
Okay.
this.
Sure. Well, my name is Kay of Stars Beads and Beadoria.com. That's on. I've had a bead store for several decades, and then I moved and transitioned to the online space as I decided to have a surprise little baby. So that has changed things so that I can be at home, but still give you as much of me as I can. And so you can normally find me. I do a program called Bead with Me that is a little bit about the bead life. You never know what's going to be happening in it because you're joining me in my bead life when it comes to orders, when it comes to designing, when it comes to beads and baby. That's pretty much my life. And so that's when we are seeing new products. That's when we are playing with new things and showing you techniques and whatever else inspires me. And then on Fridays is usually going to be my live sale. So that's when you can get in on all of these kind of specialty goodies that I oftentimes am showing you and letting you drool on throughout the week.
I love that. Okay, so I'm going to show them our deal of the week while
And
you
I
get
switch
your
over.
camera organized. So we have this beautiful new Appreciation Week treat bag. It is a canvas bag with Kristen's unique artwork on it. We chose the artwork based on a poll in our Softflex VIP Facebook group. It is gorgeous and it has over $50 in retail value inside of it in beads and supplies for making jewelry, all from Softflex Company. And that doesn't even include the cost of the bag itself, which is not cheap. These are nice bags. They're reusable project bags that you can fit tools into. You can fit several projects if you're traveling. When I go to Arizona for Thanksgiving, I will probably pack materials in here so that I can bead with my nieces on Thanksgiving. So it's big enough to really carry a decent amount of beads and some basic tools when you go on a trip. So you will get it for free, but your order has to be over $129 subtotal on the Sawbucks Company website. And you cannot be logged in with a customer discount, like a designer discount or a bead store discount. It has to be a retail purchase, checking out as a guest, or if you're already a retail customer, you're going to use coupon code CAWTREAT, CAWTREAT. It's in bright pink there in the center. That is what will get your bag into your cart for free when your subtotal is over $129. We have a limited supply of these, but if we have any left at the end, they will go up for sale. But it's a $50 retail for the beads alone. So you can imagine to buy one is going to be pricey. It's much, much better to just spend the $129 and get it for free. You will use this pouch for a long time. In fact, let me show you mine from.
I have mine from the past.
Do you have it? Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if it's close by. It's in my bedroom with my beads.
Big it is. It's so nice. It's got a beautiful zipper on it. And it fits quite a bit. So this is what I'll be taking with me when I go on my trip with my kiddos for Thanksgiving, for sure. That way I've got some basics to work with. It's just and it's got a beautiful, this is a painting that Kristen made. And the one that I showed you is the new painting. So they are kind of collectible in a way too. Okay, let me bring you over to Kay's. Look at that beautiful beading desk. Oh my goodness, what are we doing today?
Well, I was going back actually at some of those old videos because I'm thinking, what have I shown during these last few customer appreciations? And so I was kind of thinking I was going to name this one like spiraling out of control. And playing with some wire. So I am a hard wire girl. So this is my push for Softlex craft wire. I love their craft wire. It's nice and soft. It has it's stiff enough, but yet soft enough. So it gives you flexibility, but gives you, also the sturdy strength that you need when we're wire working. So all of these projects are all things being done with wire. And things that I have done over the past, so you guys can take a look. We've done a lot. You can do a lot with wire. So oftentimes when I don't have a finding or something that's handy close by, I make it. So where there's a will, there's a way. And so today, I thought I'd go over maybe two ways of dealing with maybe things that don't have a hole. Okay. So that's one of the reasons I didn't do a kit, because I figure you can just pull something. And in this case, I actually pulled marbles. Okay. You could certainly take a bead. You could still do a bead. Okay. Inside this idea. Okay. So we've done things in the past with just using a single bead, but I thought I'd just show it with a marble. That's just what I had handy, thinking of things without a hole, but you can certainly do anything that's round. Okay. Anything that's round, pretty much in this case. This idea you can certainly use in a multitude of ways. So I've got small ones and big ones, just like beads. Okay. I was thinking about using a bead too, but I don't know. I like marbles too. Anybody have marbles at home or collect those too?
Marbles are beautiful. There's some gorgeous marbles that the glass bead makers make.
Yes, that's like a special art form to make a marble. So I've got some samples here. I'm going to show we're going to do one. We're going to just do a caging idea, and then we're going to do a little weave and try to make a pumpkin. Let's try to make a pumpkin. Okay. Does that sound like a fun plan? All right, so this is kind of the first. So sometimes, so this kind of covers like, what do you do with things that might not have a hole, but we want to still wear it. We still want to attach it to stuff. How do we do that? Okay, so I'm going to just show you just a little quick and easy way that you can certainly accomplish that. All right, I'm going to take some 18. I'm going to take some 18 gauge wire here. I've got silver on hand. You know, I'm not great with measurements, so I seem to like 8 inches, but I think right here I have 10. Let's see how far 10 goes on this. So we're using a 10-inch piece of 18 gauge wire. You can choose whatever color you want for this idea, and we're going to get spiraling. Let's get the spirals going just to kind of get us started. I'm gonna start wiring from the side. I'm sorry, I'm a little off screen. I get a little adjustment off this one.
Dana says Kay always has great ideas.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm sorry, I can't see any of your comments, or either that or I can't see what's on the screen.
Well, I'll pop them up as we go.
Okay, thanks, guys.
There's a little something in front of your camera on the right-hand side. I think it's probably just the way it's
side
in there. Yeah, there we go.
What's that?
Awesome.
Is that a little bit better? I know it seems to be kind of angled for some reason. I don't know why. Let me see if I can lift this up just a smidgen so you're a little bit flatter.
Whose bead table looks like Kay's right now?
Oh, yeah, right. This is how we work, right?
You guys see the cleared off portion, but then the not cleared off portion is
this little space. This is all you're going to get to see. Now I lost where did I put the silver piece of wire. See, that's how it happened. Did it happen to you?
In front of you.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is, right in front of me, right? That's
sorry, I'm being distracted.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna okay, let me get over here. Okay, so we're going to take, I made a little loop here at the end, and then we're going to kind of start making a spiral. So I'm taking a chain nose plier here. I'm holding that little loop as I make a turn here. And sometimes when you first get started, it can be a little bit difficult. I'm actually going to take my round nose plier where I started, and I'm going to start spiraling. And in this case, I'm keeping it just close. Maybe you've done this in the past, but we're going to just hold and turn, and then it's going to start growing. So it's kind of like the snowball. Okay, we're snowballing, and also known as a spiral with wire. We're going to just spiral. Okay, and I started on one end, and we're going to do the same thing on the other end. So we can see that continues to grow. And then we're going to also do this on the other end. Actually, I'm going to just keep going here for a little bit. You can take your nylon jaws if you want them. You could put masking tape on your flat nose if you don't have nylons. That just helps from marking up your wire if you have any problems doing that. Okay, so I just kept going so that maybe we could see a little bit more on the screen. And then we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to kind of do it in the opposite, coming down on the other side of the wire. Okay, so what I mean by that. And if you don't get it off the bat, when you do this, you can just flatten it and get it in the way that you want. Okay, so we're going to spiral. We don't have any. Do we have a time frame? What a time frame?
So we have. I mean, we're trying to be about an hour to an hour and a half, but we have up until the next show at 11 o'clock, which is an hour and 40 minutes from now. So
so we have we had a lot of time, so we can hang out and play a little bit. So you guys can get out your wire. I'm using 18 gauge. I'm going to use 20 gauge in the next thing. So. I don't know. You guys having any wire specials going on by chance? I love Softix wire, so I know sometimes you put that into your kits too. Sometimes
we do, yeah. This particular week, our big special is to get that big treat bag, but you can put wire in your cart.
Yes,
to get up to that $129 subtotal.
There you go. So just things to help you boost you to get to that discount. Beadoria.com also just came out with a Halloween kit, and we put in some glow in the dark beads into that. So we've got a big bundle deal, big box surprise we just dropped it here yesterday. So you guys can hop over to that. and get in on that. All right, so can we, can we see here? I've got spiraling kind of on both sides. Okay, so we're kind of making like an S, right? And I'm just going to keep.
Wire was that again?
18 gauge.
Aha.
Really, you can. I like using the thicker gauge since we're putting this around something that doesn't have a hole. If I had a hole, you could use a thinner wire because you can string through this, so it doesn't have to hold the weight. But because the item that I'm using doesn't have a hole, I guess I could show this with an item with a hole too before we do it.
Here's another good question. What is the difference between the silver craft wire and sterling wire? So the silver craft wire, the one that Kay is using right there, is a copper wire with a silver plating. And then it has a really nice polyurethane coating that keeps it from tarnishing and protects the metal underneath it. Also makes it hypoallergenic, which is really nice if you're making things like ear wires or clasps with it. Sterling silver is your typical 925 sterling silver wire solidly. So it's
the metal makeup is different essentially.
Yeah, the metal makeup is different. It's a little softer than the copper, but looks similar. Usually costs more too.
Yes, because it's real silver. Although it takes a little bit of silver to make silver, just like it takes a little bit of gold to make gold. But
So what size wire did you start with there, Kay? Did you have
I started with 10 inches. 10 inches. Now we could take a look, and you're gonna see that really you could have had a little bit more if you wanted. It's just gonna have more wire around your bead. Okay, so that it was just I oftentimes seem to cut things at 8 inches. 8 inches does a lot for me, but I know that I was maybe using a slightly bigger bead in this case, so I added a couple inches onto my normal 8.
Awesome.
Okay, so in this case, okay, I'll show you this idea. Let me just grab. Oh. Okay, so it's really funny. I'm not big into round beads, right? And so I have a lot of beads on my table, and would you believe that a lot of them are not all perfectly round? For me to show this, sometimes I tell people I get rounded out a little bit sometimes, and so I like nuggets. I like funky. Rondelle is actually one of my favorite shapes. All right, here is a round shell pearl here. Okay, so you could do this idea. Okay, I'm going to show you with a bead and without a bead. So this is, or with a hole and without a hole for caging a bead. Okay. Oops. So we have this little figure S that we made. We just spiraled each side in opposite sides of the wire, right? And now I'm just going to literally fold this around. Okay, can we see that kind of U shape here? And I'm going to, and this is a little bit smaller than but that's okay. This shows if you had used a lot of wire, how this would go, right? So you're going to start kind of going right around your wire. Let me get another, here, I'll get a piece of soft wax wire here. Okay, so you can kind of see, like if I were to string this through, I would string it here. Okay, you could string it through the bead. Okay, so this is with a hole. I'll show you without a hole. Okay, and then going back through. Okay, because that kind of gives you the idea of what that caged bead looks like. And this is why you could use a different thickness of wire, because it's not holding any weight. It's purely decorative. Okay, so this is the idea if you were to string it through. Okay, and then I'm going to take this out and put our marble in there, and then you would do the same thing that I would be doing here in the next step here. Okay. So that's if you want to do it on a bead with a hole. Okay. Now, without a hole, okay, in this case, let's go ahead and pop up. So since it doesn't have a hole, we're going to be making a link. And so we've got a little center loop that we started with, and we're going to just try to punch that out. Okay, just a little bit. You could take your round nose plier.
Trudy is asking for us to please tell her quickly about shell pearls. How
Oh,
durable are they?
I love shell pearls, so it's a great alternative. I know shell pearls. Shell pearls, I consider kind of like the next step up from a from smaller plier from a glass pearl. Okay, so in the same way, kind of glass pearls have the resemblance of a real pearl. That's what shell pearls are doing. Only shell pearls, it's an all natural product still. Okay, so it's taking the natural luster that is the pearl and using that to make the coating that they put on. Then they take all the, kind of the oyster, grind it up, and make it into the perfect spheres. Okay.
It
Um,
depends on the pearl, but I tend to like shell pearls better than glass pearls because the coating
yeah.
sometimes on the glass pearls will peel like toward the hole.
Yep.
There goes Shadow. My doggy wants in, but I find that it peels a little bit, and I don't love it. Whereas the shell pearl, it's one solid thing, and
Yes.
they're
That's why I
really
consider them the next step. So if you're like just playing around and like you can start with the glass pearl, then you can move up to shell pearl. So shell pearl has that like great shine here. So
yeah.
here's the shell pearl, and then here's like regular pearl. Bedoria carries a lot of great shell pearls. We carry the rounds, but we also carry different shapes in them. So we've got that irregular shape to make it kind of look like
Fun.
a real pearl. Okay. Um, but I'm a big Baroque pearl fan. Actually, I think that we had used some in our last, maybe in my last customer appreciation. I might have done that.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
so we popped up this little piece right here. Can we see that? All right, so I started pushing this out with a round nose, and I took a little chain nose just to pull out this little round loop here because that's going to become our connector. Okay, and it's okay. It's not going to be perfect right now. It's okay if things are sticking out a little funny. Our goal is right now just trying to keep at least the spiral here, and then you can see I'm pushing this up. This is a way to make a cone too. This is kind of a way to do a cone. And then pulling kind of the idea is we're trying to pull that centerpiece out so that becomes our link. Okay. So standing those babies up. And then now we're just literally going to tuck this baby in. Okay, so you want this to obviously stay in there. So I'm going to start in this middle section right here, and then I'm going to just start going around on both sides. I'm going to kind of pinch these together from each side. Okay, and then once we kind of get that started, you can see how it's already sitting in there. Okay, and then I'm going to go just all the way around and pull that spiral down so that it just becomes further apart. So if we're looking at it from the top, you can see here, it's like we're kind of loosening that spiral now that we have the bead in there. And we're going to do this on both sides, readjust the link on both sides. So I thought we'd kind of show a couple things here. I thought we had some good time here. Okay, so and following that spiral.
And Sherry's here, and Trudy's here, and Karen.
I
Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, we totally appreciate it. So we're kind of just loosening that spiral around this piece here. Okay. And there we have kind of the start here, and it is wire, so you can kind of get adjusted. It looks like pull that up a little bit. Okay, we say get down, get down. We don't want you up there.
Thank you to everyone who clicked that like button. I can see that you're using it today. I love that.
Yeah.
That really helps us as small businesses to get our faces out in the algorithm so that other people can find us. So thank you for taking the time to do that on each of the videos this week.
And so there you have a linked wire, and then you can do this several times over and start connecting them all together to make something fun.
So fun.
So that's a quick little just caging a bead.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So if you find some really pretty marbles,
Or
or
just
you
really
can,
anything sometimes without a hole, or just, or you can't fit the wire through the hole or something.
there's other options.
There are options. All right, now let's play around. Here is another idea. Okay, so if you have done cabochon work or maybe thinking about it or binding your wires, or sometimes where I try to do some simple, but but really that helps enhance your designs, some easy designs. We're gonna do something like this and kind of make a pumpkin. What do you guys think? It's pumpkin season, right?
It is, and
So
my kids are on it. Has your oldest started talking about costumes and
Uh,
Halloween, or
well,
does
he's not like big into the I guess trick or treating.
he's not?
No, he doesn't care for. I mean, he'll go trick or treating, but he's not big into the can't. He doesn't eat a lot of candy just
Oh
anyway.
my,
So he doesn't care to collect it. That's a lot
that's
of work.
so nice. My kids are like all about it. Like they start talking about it in July.
Mm. So, well, you know what? He likes to stand in the front yard and try to scare the kids.
Oh, he should do a little haunted house one of these years.
So yeah. So that's kind of where, we're kind of trying to see how to change things up and trying to make it a little spooky. And I'm like, you can't scare the like little kids though to death.
Right. I
Right.
have a neighbor that does a different setup every year,
Right.
and he always scares kids.
Yeah.
He'll like lay on the grass, like he's just
Oh
like
my gosh. Okay.
jump up at them. One year he had a table and he just had his head like over the table. So it looked like
Oh
just
my gosh.
like a spooky head, and he would jump out at them. And oh my goodness. So my kids go trick or treating with his kids, and then they like to all sit in the window and watch people get scared.
That's so
Oh,
funny. Jonah, I was just telling Sarah what you want to do for Halloween. What are you going to be for Halloween? Jonah just came in the room. This is my son. He's
yeah.
11 years
What are you
old.
going to be for Halloween?
I was telling him you're not big into trick or treating, but you prefer to. Okay, guys, I'm getting 20 gauge wire out right now, just so you know. I'm pulling some pieces out at the moment. I think maybe I'm going to do 4 pieces this time. Or maybe I should stick to 3. I better stick to 3 right now. What do you think, Jonah?
Well, I can tell you. Oh, is he saying it?
I don't know.
A lot of people were making a costume, so I might like make something.
Ooh, that's what she was just saying.
Yeah,
He's thinking about making something.
I could definitely do a lot of paper, but I would need some
Help. Well, that's or what?
I would need some like other material than the paper.
Well, sure.
Uh,
Yeah, he was just his team just won. They were making. What was your challenge?
We had to try to make a tower out of 30 sheets of paper.
Or you had a shop that had 30 sheets of paper and the least amount of paper you could use to make this challenge, you did better.
Oh.
Okay, so you start with 30 sheets of paper and a roll of tape. That's all you get. And we had to make the tallest tower, and it had to support a can of food for 60 seconds.
Whoa, that sounds hard.
So
And
then it makes you start thinking, right?
And then at the end, we got past that with the tower. But then they also said for however many pieces of paper you used, times that by 2 and then minus that from the amount of centimeters the bottom of the can was from the ground. And then you subtract that from the total.
So that's how they were determining kind of who won.
And everybody else got negatives except for our table.
Whoa, good job, Jonah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's see, my kids, Hazel wants to be Ramona from, Ramona Quimbley. from the
Okay.
Ramona books. Evelyn wants to be a character also from a book, but I don't think it's a character most people know. It's like the Good and Evil
It's all in the top.
series. And she wants to be, I think her name is Sophia
So
from the
it's hard
Good
to
and
keep up with all of these characters, isn't that
I
right?
know. Yeah. Jack has a different costume he wants every day. So he doesn't get to choose till we get closer because he's burned me on
Fair
previous
enough.
Halloweens where he tells me he wants something and I get it and then he doesn't actually wear it.
Well,
So I'm like, we're waiting until we
yeah.
get closer.
Well, you know what? Those ones end up being the best ones sometimes.
I know. Yeah. I think
You
it'll be
know,
so.
when Jonah was younger, he won one when we saw this cool idea of like trying to make a transformer um Optimus
Ooh.
Prime, and it was made out of boxes and you could like kind of transform, right? Well, so
Yeah.
we kind of made like a makeshift one, but he was like so little, so he didn't know. But when he felt like I made it so, you know, the fold over flapped and he would transform and he really thought he was Optimus Prime, right? And so we go to this big Halloween gig and it was a people's choice and they picked him as winning the best costume award.
Whoa, cool.
And it literally was a box that wasn't even painted. It
Oh
was,
my gosh. Jack loves the Transformers. He would
ooh.
love
All right.
that.
I might have to send you some other a little box of happiness. I like sending you little things, Sarah.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, he loves the Transformers. It's like one of his favorite
Jack,
things.
her son, loves the Transformers. I said I'm gonna have to send her something. We have plenty of Transformer things. All right. Back to beads. Okay, so we're gonna try to make a pumpkin right now. Okay, so I've made these ones kind of so you guys can kind of get an idea of what, you know. You could certainly use anything here in the center if you want it to be a little bit more orange. You know, obviously it could be more, you know, but I'm doing marbles. I thought the idea still looked like a pumpkin, right? Okay. So this time, in this case, I did 18 gauge wire. I'm going to try to do a 20 gauge wire because I think I'm going to try to add a bead on the top. Okay, so we're going to see how a 20 gauge wire holds up on this. I'm going to take a 22 gauge wire as my base. So I took 3 strips of 20 gauge wire at about, let me measure that because I'm terrible. I think I did 20 inches. I just cut 3 pieces. Longer pieces because we want to be able to do a lot of twirlies. Okay, so I have about 21 inches on here.
Tell us your best Halloween costume story in the comments.
Oh, I like that.
Thomas just said my mom sewed me a Raggedy Andy costume. That was a bummer Halloween for me. Oh, Thomas, I would like pay good money to see a picture of you in the Raggedy Andy costume.
That's I think can we get some of those posts in the Softflex group, please?
Yeah.
I would like to see if you have just some of your old school pictures. I think I have one of me being an M&M. I was an M&M one year.
Oh, that would be so
and
cute.
I had like a big, you know, like puffy, you know, pillow cloud or, you know, pillow M&M on the front and the back of me. All right. I've got a couple good ones. We're gonna get this started and then we could talk some more. I wanna see some of those comments. All right, I've got three strands of 20 gauge wire. I did some copper and some bronze color just for fun since we're talking about wire, different things that you can't get from Softflex. And then I'm taking those 3 wires and then I am holding them so that they're just flat and I'm kind of in the center of them. I'm grabbing a 22 gauge wire, also round, and I'm going to bind the 3 wires here together. Okay, so I'm just literally gonna just take this and we want to hold this and try to wrap it as tight as possible around these 3 wires. I'm gonna say at least 5 times. You don't want it too wide because this is going to be sitting at the bottom of your bead. Okay. And and in the samples that I had used, I was using 18 gauge wire. I'm going to try 22 wire because 18 sometimes can be a little bit harder to find any beads to go on it. Okay, so I'm going to do 20 gauge today and see how that pans out for us. Okay, so so I did about five little cinches around. I've lost my clippers. I've either lost the wire, lost the plier, or lost the bead. Anybody else feel that way sometimes? Sometimes. All right. We're gonna clip and tuck those wires in that we just did. I'm going to I like to kind of have the wires one sitting on the same side where I clip. So that would kind of be the inside. Okay. So that when we put this onto the bead, it'll be sitting toward the inside. Okay. Okay, you taking Taylor? Okay. You say hi to Sarah.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
Hello. We get the whole family today.
Yes, that's right. Well, on my show, it's a little bit about the bead life. Actually, we were showing off some of Jonah's 3D printing, and then John brought a rock that he had found on one of his things, and it was like filled with like tourmaline pieces coming out of it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So
I have been. I think maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, but I've started a jewelry making club on Patreon, and one component of it is I have refurbished my private YouTube channel, and I'm hoping to do videos with the kids on that channel.
I started Jonah his YouTube channel. He has one, and he's learning to video edit stuff, and
awesome. So they love to make jewelry and they love to make videos, and they've been asking and asking, and it's harder, when you work for a company like Softflex to always include your family, because I want to be professional and thoughtful. But it'll be fun to do it on our own, and I figured it's a really nice way to teach everybody else how to do things that are the basics, like crimping and wire wrap loops and, the stuff that gets you started, but have the kids get to learn at the same time. So,
well, they watch Mama do it all day long. So they say, why can't we have a channel, right?
I know.
Right.
And it's just a good thing it is a good thing to learn. I mean, they bead with me regularly, but they haven't really learned the fine-tuned skills yet.
Well, it's just like anything, right? Like we know how to eat, but now we got to like learn all the little tidbits on making that be possible to eat whatever it is we have, right?
Yeah. So look for some fun videos coming out as we have time on my YouTube channel, which I think is similar to the Patreon. It's Learn How to Make Jewelry with Sarah Ayler on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. I don't even know I forgot what Jonah's YouTube channel. I forgot the name. We changed the name because I was telling him certain things should match, if you're going to be on there, if you get people to find you and stuff, and having a purpose. We've been talking about having a purpose of why we're on this thing, not just why
are we doing it?
Yeah. Why are we watching hours of him playing whatever it is he's playing?
Thomas, could you do a quick search and add the link for Judy? A lot of you probably already follow me there. I just haven't uploaded any videos because there's like 600 followers.
Nice. Well, you got to get to your 1,000 and then you can start that monetization or whatever.
I mean, that would be good too.
I don't know how that all works. I've hit my 1,000, but I don't really know what that can do for me. Yeah, I'm like, yay! When do I get one of those little YouTube play buttons or whatever?
Yeah, something fancy. I know.
I think you know what we got to ask Abby on the next one. Ask Abby because she is a YouTube queen, so she is a good one to ask.
Abby is so good with YouTube.
Yes, she is. Her and the hubby are really good together.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but I've been just kind of hand forming around this marble that I have. I'm doing something big just so that we can see it. Also, I like big anyway, so it makes it more like a pendant. Okay. So I've literally just taken I binded the 3. We've cut, clipped, and tucked this little binded piece. I'm having that at the bottom of my marble in this case. And then I'm kind of just trying to make this so that it's just the size of the marble. Okay, we want it to be fairly tight. We don't want a whole lot of loose. In fact, it always tends to loosen up. So I tend to go a little bit tighter because I know that it's going to loosen up a little bit. Okay, this is one of those ones that we can tell you as much as possible, but this just takes some finagling. Okay, okay. So we're gonna do some eyeballing here. I'm trying to stay at this is where my binding is here along the bottom. I want to kind of keep this in the center, right? So when I'm holding this all together, this is kind of like teaching people to like use chopsticks or something. You gotta hold your fingers tight here, and then you gotta have flexibility here so you can move this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to take the inside 2 wires and I'm going to turn them up. I'm going to turn these ones up, and these are going to be the ones I'm going to use as my bail. Okay, there's no particular ones. It was just the ones that naturally were on the inside. Okay, so the 2 ones one coming from one side and the inside one coming in from the other side. Okay, and we're just going to turn those slightly upward like so. Okay. And so we can see we have 2 going up. We've got these two coming out and 2 coming out right here. Okay. And this is where this one is going to be the one that makes the bail. And now I'm going to take, this is a quick cinchy method. Okay, we can also wire weave, but I'm going to just do just like we do in a wire wrap. I'm going to hold that ball in there, but you could probably take it out, but it's going to help me. And my wires are so long. I'm sorry. I'm probably having a hard time seeing because I have long wires. That's always challenging when doing these lives, is like hitting you guys with the wire. Okay, so so I'm taking this loop here and I'm literally just like doing a wire wrap with this to help cinch this in place. I'm going to do the same thing with the other wire here. So we're bringing that around as I'm holding this loop here. Oh, sorry to hit you guys in the face with that. All right. All right, so here's kind of the start. It kind of looks like a pumpkin already, doesn't it? And you could probably have nothing in there too if you wanted, and kind of make it. All right, so now we've got all of our pieces here in place. Now I'm going to start caging just like we did on the other one. And I'm going to start spreading this out a little bit here. Okay, so I've got one coming and we're going to just spread all those wires around. So now we've got a crazy load of wire. Okay, so we see from the bottom how we spread those, right? We kind of kept one kind of going all the way around, and these 2 are kind of coming in to help cage your marble in there. Okay. Oops, knocking things off the table here. Okay, so we've got 2 wires coming up. We've got those other wires coming around, and they can start coming together if you want. But now is the fun of just adding whatever it is we want here. Okay. I tend to like to make my bales a little bit more fancy, especially because this one is a little bit bigger. We have time. Oh, good. Okay. I'm used to like having to rush here.
Yeah,
What happens to me on the great bead is that I run out of time. I'm like that hour. At first, I feel really nervous of what am I going to do to fill an hour, and then I get there, and then I'm like, holy shnikes, we gotta hurry up.
It's no problem to fill an hour. It's no problem. Yeah.
Well, did you feel that way when you first started though, Sarah? Where you're like, oh my god, 20, Well, I don't know. You're so good. You're so good.
Oh, stop. I don't think I felt that way. I think what I sometimes felt and maybe still feel sometimes is this even interesting to anyone?
Right, right. I know, because I'm like, so do we think we want to make a pumpkin? And then you don't get to hear anybody say anything, right? So you're like, all right, well, we're gonna do it anyway. Here we go.
I'm like, do they really want to hear me talk for an hour? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
still
we
an
do.
hour
Yes,
I
we
don't
do.
have a problem with because I love making stuff and I can make stuff and talk easily for an hour, if not multiple hours.
Well, I have learned that apparently I have that capability too, Sarah. I had no idea.
You definitely do.
I had no idea. Now it's hard for me to even do a live under an hour, especially a sale
Yeah.
live.
Oh, I know. How long are your live sales? They must be.
I don't know, guys. Is there anybody in the chat who's been to a live sale? You guys, I'm wrapping. I just was adding maybe a little bit of interest, so it wasn't 2 wires. I'm actually just wrapping this together to kind of, and I'm doing it in silver. I'm doing a multitude of wire colors. So I'm mixing my metals and I'm just making this we were going spiral crazy, right? So, we're going to spiral right around this to make a veil. And this is that therapeutic part.
Today is the day that my mom goes to the school and helps in the school garden.
Oh.
And so, unfortunately, that means that Shadow is a pest today. Because she cannot stand to be alone. She hates that the kids are at school now.
Oh.
She doesn't have my mom to hang out with.
Right. Oh. I know. I feel bad with our little dachshund, but he at least has a cat to play with.
In any videos I do today, you'll probably hear her in the background, kind of grumbling and.
Well, Sarah, that's your bead life. So when you guys come to watch bead with me, I usually do it about 4:00. I might have to change the time actually because my son he gets out later, and so I got to pick him up later.
Yeah.
And so that is I'm running into that right now. So normally it's in the afternoon, but I'm thinking I might have to change it. But oftentimes you'll see the baby, you'll see the cat, you'll see the dog. In fact, my cat jumped up on my laptop the other day and made my screen go sideways. I rotated my whole screen. I didn't even know how he did that in one leap. He just did that.
Oh
no! In the middle of live, I was in a live, and then I couldn't get to my buttons. I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know what to do now." Other than make you guys wait and hang out while I figure out
we are
now
literally
how
making jewelry while our real lives are happening around us.
Right? But I think I like to think that that's we think, oh my god, that's so embarrassing, but people totally relate, right? They're like, oh, my dog is now barking because your dog is barking. They're wondering where that barking's coming from.
Yep.
All right, I did just a straight, like I said, just to give it a little added, I don't know, interest, maybe not for some. But I just always like to add a little extra because I'm a little extra that way.
I think you're just right.
Not
for anything.
Said maybe you're just plain. That's I think I did an Instagram video like that with it. All right. Wait, now we're just kind of making I was making a bail. And you can make this shape however you want. I was just making it over my finger, but I probably should use something a little bit more professional, like bail making plier here, to make that round loop, bringing it around. And I'm going to cinch this off. Just makes the I think though, just a little more interesting. All right, and now we're making really just the like voila part of it, the part that
And
just.
on this project, you're using 20 gauge. Is that right?
Yep, I use 20 gauge. You could use 18. The reason I was using 20 gauge this time was because I wanted to try to stick some leaves on there on this time and seeing what that would look like with this. All right, so I've just cut the wire for the bail. You could certainly use those to do some more doodads on here, but we're gonna just I've already got 4 on here to do that with. So this is now where you can free form. In this case, I've done, let's just show you some different ones, okay? Because I'm going to do something free form. I haven't really done it before. I just imagined it in my brain, and we're going to see what it produces, okay? So, but here is one where you kind of do a bunch, right? And having it all in one section. Here's one where I kind of did it all the way around. This one, I also did it in kind of the multicolors and doing in a small one. So kind of putting the spirals, you could have them small ones, big ones, you know, all different sizings. I kind of made them all the same size and put them on top. So no matter where that pendant laid, English is was my second language. That's my excuse. And you can kind of see how those kind of flower on the top. Now, maybe you have some leaves, or you could add round beads. I was gonna just, I just found a bag of these leaves here, and I thought, oh, maybe I could try to add a leaf to these and see how that would look.
I love that.
You know, since we're getting into fall season, so so I'm going to just spread this a little bit more. And we're going to take one, and this is where we're just going to, like, we could go loopy. I did spirals before. I'm going to take this one that's on the bottom here and maybe like make a loop upward. I'm going to bring this around here so we can add some different interest this time. Okay. So like I said, there's different ways you can do this. Okay. We're going to just add some loopy spirals, kind of like how we know a pumpkin goes, right? And this one, so this is just a free form style. So I'm going to do get it into making it a little bit tinier, and this is where I just wanted a lot of wire just in case. And I'm going to just spiral this down onto my round nose. I feel like this is bippity boppity boo right here.
I love it.
Okay, and so not all of them have to have a little spiral, right? So this is just going to be like a crazy little set of loops. And maybe this one I'm going to add. This one, maybe I'll add the leaf on here. I may add a couple leaves on here so it can fill up the top a little bit. The 20 gauge fits a lot of your beads, so it makes it a little bit easier to add beads to it. Ooh.
But it's still pretty thick wire.
Yes, exactly. It's still sturdy enough to do the things. All right, so I'm just swirling here. Sorry.
We have
hitting the screen.
From 18 gauge all the way to 28 gauge, which is very thin.
Yeah, so my favorite gauge just usually tend to be like 18 and 20.
For the types of projects that you do.
Yeah, when I'm weaving, because I like to have a thicker one. So if I use an 18 gauge, I'm oftentimes using a 26 gauge wire to wrap it. And then if I'm using like a 20 gauge, then maybe I would use, in this case, actually I used a 22 on the wrapping part down here, but I use something smaller, 24 gauge. All right, so I'm just making loops. We can make loops and spirals. I was trying to do these little doodads. I added one leaf on this one. We had more than enough wire. Remember, we started with about 21 inches, but I would rather have more because sometimes I'm holding that wire, although maybe you don't use it per se as part of the design. You're using it as leverage throughout the process here. So here we're going to I'm just going to tuck these under. And at first it seems like, oh, this is so random and crazy, but then it all adds up, right? And actually, I like the different colors of the wire, the way that this is turning out. And I also happen to have different colors of leaves. So, and this marble happens to be kind of the right colors for that. And that's an easy way to make a. This one.
Dana wants to know, how long have you been doing wire work?
A long time, because I've been doing beading a long time. So, I don't know, because I've always done wire somewhat, but I really started probably wire weaving within the last 10 years, but I've been doing beads for over 30 for over 30 years, over 35 years, I guess I can say now.
Yeah. No,
So,
I've been making jewelry for over 30 years. It's crazy.
right? I guess I've been saying 30 for a long time, but I guess it's really been longer. Yeah, and some of this wire, I'm going to tuck this one under and wrap it so that it kind of disappears. Like I don't need to have an ending on that. I might tuck that in right here.
Karen says that you just gave her a great idea for making a bookmark with beads.
Yes, I love it. I love adding pretty much you can add pretty much beads to just about anything, you guys. Are we liking? I like the leaf addition to this. I think it makes it look more pumpkin-y.
And if they wanted to make this look like a traditional pumpkin, they could use an orange marble.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Or anything big and orange, you could certainly change the color. I just happen to be, using marbles.
It looks great like this too, but just keep that in mind. If you wanted to, you could put something orange in there.
I like that this had a green and an orange in the swirl.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like
on
the
this
swirl.
one. All right, so I'm going to add, I think, another leaf. But these are fairly tight. These are very form-fitting.
You got to really straighten that wire with the nylon jaw.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it because I have enough wire. And I don't even have to go that route.
There you go.
Or I just, and these are not all created equal. These are old, I guess, older leaves, so they weren't all the same. All right, so I really like these leaves being added to there. I think that really helps the look. And so I literally just strung it onto the bottom there, and then I just made a loop here to help cinch it into place because it's not going anywhere.
We've had some beautiful leaves like that in our live sales recently.
There you
Have
go.
any of you guys picked up we've had green leaves in 3 different shades of green. Have any of you picked those up? This would be a great way to use some of those leaves.
There you go. There it is. You can
Adorable.
I like that with the leaves. And of course, then that bail, you can get that adjusted to kind of, because sometimes we don't know what we're going to do, right?
You have to send us a picture of it so we can really see it well.
Yes.
Detail.
Yes. I will do that. So these are, different ways. This time I added some leaves to it. Do we like that?
Yes. I love it with the leaves.
Okay. I went spiraling out of control, guys. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Those are cute. I'll definitely take some photos here for you, and then also caging things. So we kind of got a couple lessons in one. Just when you got a bead laying around. These are things you
Now
can do,
it looks like you need to put them all together.
right? So this can be all in a necklace right here. Oh, well, these are these are the earrings, and then here's my necklace. I love how that turned out with the leaves, if I do say so myself.
I love it. Yeah, the leaves really make it.
Yeah, it was a nice addition with that. And you can just, it's free form, guys. Okay, so don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes when we are working with wire, that we get hard on ourselves.
It's very forgiving. We talked about that yesterday. I was talking with Cassandra Spicer, and we were talking about how hard people are on themselves when they're learning something new, and how adults have expectations that the first time they do something, they're going to do it perfectly.
Right,
and that's
right.
just not realistic in a lot of cases. You get better the more you do it. You get better and better. And then even Kay, 35 years later, shocks herself with how good it turned out.
Right? Yeah. You know, like I say, sometimes we just I'm imagining things to turn in a certain way, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, look, and I can still move the marble around too, so I can make it show more of the green. Ooh, it kind of almost looks like a.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh, not bad. Way to go, Kay.
So good. Way to go, Kay.
Way to go.
Pat on the back, my friend. Okay, we're gonna do a giveaway. Do you want to pop your camera up?
Yep. I'll pop my camera up,
okay,
and then we'll show it from afar.
What I'll do is I'll pop the schedule on one more time. We're gonna do a giveaway. You must be here to win. We are giving away some purple amethyst softflex beading wire, a 10-foot spool to one lucky winner. You have to claim your prize here live though, so be prepared for that. I'm gonna go here.
Thanks so much for choosing wire and purple. You can tell that was like mine.
She had it all set, and then just as I switched over, it went kerplunk.
Oh, you did. I was like, oh, but you couldn't see that, but you did.
No, we did see it. Yeah. Perfect timing. Okay, let me get the giveaway up on the screen.
And we're back.
We're back. Let me take that off so we can hopefully see. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 66 entries right now. This is your very last chance to enter. You can only enter once. It only counts you once. Make sure you spell amethyst correctly.
I was just going to say that.
It's a spelling bee today, and you cannot misspell it if you want to enter to win. Do you ever feel like you're in a constant spelling bee, Kay?
Yes.
Jonah's probably a great speller, but my kids are still on the younger side. I feel like I'm constantly, like at 11 o'clock at night, I feel like someone could wake me up and be like, spell amethyst. AMETHYST, amethyst. It feels like I'm in a spelling bee every day of my life. But anyway, hopefully you spelled it correctly. I'm going to draw a winner, and then you're going to email.
Hey, and I would like to also see those hearts and those likes on this post. If we had 68 entries, let's see some hearts. Those are free ways to help support us here on Facebook. Those hearts, those likes, all those comments, all those things, those are free ways to help us small businesses support us. Okay. Of course, we would love for you guys to pick up that kit, pick up that wire and all the good stuff that goes with it. But yeah, well, we always like to remind you.
A free tip.
Yes.
You don't have to pay for it. All you have to do is do a quick little click, and it really does help. So thank you to everyone that's already done that. I hope you'll do that as well. Okay, we're gonna pick a winner, and you're gonna let us know you're here so that you can claim your prize. Here we go.
Amethyst, who is it?
I picked purple for you. Okay.
I love it. I love it. You could totally it was like personal,
I was like, oh, purple for Kay. Nancy
Congratulations.
on Facebook is our winner. Check in the comments. Let us know you're here. If she's not here, we will draw another winner. So stick around just in case she is not here. We are going to have you email info@softflexcompany.com and to claim your prize. Let them know that you got the purple Softflex 10-foot spool and your shipping address, especially if we haven't shipped to you recently, so that we can make sure that it does actually get to you. So go ahead and let us know in the
Okay.
comments that you're here.
And I had to also put in this. I thought this was a very ingenious Halloween costume. I would just had that in my brain.
Oh.
All right. This was one I remember that a guy that I dated when back in the day, he in like, I don't know, it was like junior high or high school, but he decided he was going to put on he made a big magnet and put a bunch of chicks on it, on little baby chicks on there. And he was a big chick magnet.
That is adorable. Jack would be an adorable chick magnet.
That would be,
I think
it's doable. You know, you can just make it easy, like, you know, cardboard magnet and then just put little chicks on it. That was a good one. And also, I think if you're a guy, if you want, you can be white trash and just put a white trash bag on yourself.
Oh no!
So you make it easy. There's a couple for you.
Oh my gosh, easy peasy and hilarious. Nancy, where are you? Get here in the comments. I'm gonna give you another minute or two, but you got to check in the comments, Miss Nancy. And
that means somebody else might get a chance. And during that minute, I want to hear some of your some good costumes. I want to hear some good costumes.
Yeah. What are your favorite costumes you've ever seen? You can put them into the comments while we give Nancy another minute to check in. Also, I'm going to jump over. Don't forget that fantastic free gift that you will get with orders over $129. Kay did not have a kit today. She really just wanted to show up, hang out, and show you some fun projects with Softflex craft wire.
Yes.
And that's all she wrote. So, but if you would like to get some Softflex craft wire and make things like Kay and with Kay on some of her shows, you can stock up on your craft wire on the Softflex Company website, and then use this code CAW treat and get yourself a beautiful treat bag to keep all that craft wire in. So
I love that one. I need to get I want to get a painting from her.
Oh, she has so many beautiful paintings.
Mm-hmm.
It would look so pretty in the background of your office there too.
I know, right here. I really like she has this one. It's like it's a girl. It's a rainbow girl with like a rainbow lotus on her like that. That's my favorite.
All right, I'm giving up on Nancy. I'm picking a new winner.
Oh, it was Hershey. Somebody said Hershey bars. One was plain and one was with nuts. I like seeing them. Okay, you guys, we're gonna pick a winner. Nancy T did not say anything, so that was another lucky winner.
Here we go. We're gonna try again.
I didn't see her
until we find someone.
They have to be. I thought they had to be on to even for it to go. Oh, it's just if they entered it at any time.
Norma on YouTube.
Oh, we got a Norma. Well, she watches on Facebook too. I think I've seen her on both before. So
yeah, she's on YouTube today, but yeah, she probably goes both places. Norma, are you still here? I know I saw you earlier, so I know you were here. We'll see if you're here now. There she is. Norma, please email let them know you got the purple Softflex and your shipping address, and we'll get that out to you. Toot sweet. We will be back again in just a short time. Let me look and see. I
Yes, and make
believe
sure you ask, tell Abby I say hello, and I'll try to pop in too, and ask her some YouTube questions. She's a good one for that.
yeah. Abby will be with us at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern from the bead place. She's got a great little design using some soft flex beading wire, a very beautiful, colorful design for you guys to check out. You can find her kit on the Bead Place's website if there are any left. So you can go shopping now and then join her
I
in
feel like Halloween is a
45 minutes.
big season for her.
It is, yeah. She
I,
always has a lot of good Halloween stuff in her store.
I
So
I bet she has some good Halloween ideas for you.
I would imagine so. I will be back at 1 p.m. with the So Charming design kit, probably making a bracelet. I can't wait to see all of you guys again. Let me stop sharing. Congratulations, Norma. Thanks for being here, Kay.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for just being such an awesome light in the beading community for all of those decades and decades of years. We appreciate you just the same. It goes both ways.
Well, I admire you and all the things you make. And as many people commented on this video, you're an excellent teacher. And everybody really enjoys when you stop by and hang out with us. So thank you for being here and bringing your joy, as you always do, and your entire family along the way.
Well, I'm bringing you guys the bead life, so.
Oh, all right. Well, love all of you out there. We'll see you again in just about 45 minutes with our next presentation. Keep tuning in and make sure you're there live because you can get in on the giveaway, but you can watch everything on replay as well.
Dang, I needed to enter in for the purple wire. I should put my name. I should put that in there.
I'll just send you some purple wire. Okay. You
we
get
used all the colors today, a lot of different gauges. So, get your soft flex wire, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Bye, everybody.